Hello, 6th graders. Welcome to Big Ideas Math, Contract Math, Section 8.2, 2012 edition, Histograms lesson. Pause while you write Section 8.2, 2012 edition lesson in your math notebook. Pause again while you write today's lesson objective in your math notebook. Today's objective is construct and interpret a histogram. Today we'll be starting on page 356 in your math textbook. Example 1, making a histogram. The frequency table shows the number of pairs of shoes that each person in a class owns. Display the data in a histogram. So first we're going to read this little box that says remember. And we need to remember that a frequency table shows groups of data values in intervals. The frequency is the number of data values in an interval. So off to the right is our frequency table. And so we have pairs of shoes, 1 to 3, 4 to 6, 7 to 9, 10 to 12, and 13 to 50. So that's how many pairs of shoes different people own. And the frequency is how many people own that number of pairs of shoes. So step 1, it says draw and label the axes. So we would draw the x and y axes, and your frequency goes on the y-axis, and then the actual data, the pairs of shoes, goes on the x-axis. So step 2 is to draw a bar to represent the frequency of each interval. So you can see that each bar is as high as the number of people who own that many pairs of shoes. So if they owned 1 to 3 pairs of shoes, then there were 11 people who owned 1 to 3 pairs of shoes. So the bar is at 11, so it's halfway between the 10 and the 12. And there were 4 people who owned 4 to 6 pairs of shoes, so the bar goes up to 4. This is a really important box. It says include any interval with a frequency of 0. The bar height is 0. So you don't skip intervals if there isn't any data for that interval. And the next thing to remember is that there is no space between the bars of a histogram. So keep that in mind, that your bars need to touch. Moving on to page 357, example 2, using a histogram. The histogram shows the winning speeds at the Daytona 500. A, which interval contains the most data values? B, how many of the winning speeds are less than 140 miles per hour? And C, how many of the winning speeds are at least 160 miles per hour? So let's look at A. The interval with the tallest bar contains the most data values. So the 150 to 159 miles per hour interval contains the most data values. And letter B, one winning speed is in the 120 to 129 miles per hour interval, and 4 winning speeds are in the 130 to 139 miles per hour interval. So we're looking at these two. So 1 plus 4 equals 5 winning speeds are less than 140 miles per hour. Letter C, we're looking for winning speeds that are at least 160 miles per hour. So it says 7 winning speeds are in the 160 to 169 miles per hour bar, and 5 winning speeds are in the 170 to 179 mile per hour interval. So 7 plus 5 equals 12. So that means that there are 12 winning speeds that are at least 160 miles per hour. Your assignment is to complete the On Your Own problems 1 and 2 below. They are also on pages 356 and 357 of your math textbook. Show your work and be prepared to share during our next class. Please remember, to earn credit for viewing this flipped lesson, you must complete your exit slip, come to our next class prepared with the journal pages or other work from the flipped lesson completed, and be prepared with any work that was assigned in the flipped lesson completed. Be prepared with any questions you have for the teacher, and always have a good attitude. We'll see you next time in class.